One of the largest science museums in the world, the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, is home to more than 400,000 square feet of hands-on exhibits designed to spark scientific inquiry and creativity. Check it out.
Welcome to the Science Storms exhibit. So this exhibit is all about the amazing science that underlies natural phenomena like tornadoes.
Okay, I don't think I've ever been this close to one, nor would you ever want to be unless you were like in the movie Twister. But what are some of the other exhibits you can find in this side before we talk more about the tornado?
Right, so in Science Storms we have large recreation of natural phenomena, including tsunamis, fire, lightning. We have a 20-foot Tesla coil that does a whole lightning show, and avalanches.
Wow, you just cover everything that everyone's afraid of. But you make it accessible to the point that like, you're understanding how and why.
Right, exactly. So the story in Science Storms is that science is inspired by a sense of awe at nature. So it's a very natural thing to see something like a rainbow and be like, that's cool, how does that work?
Right.
And so science is just this process of trying to discover how nature works. You are standing inside the only 4-story indoor interactive tornado. So if you wanted something to go someplace where you can't do this anywhere else, you came to the right spot here at MSI.
Come here.
So the vortex, if you want to go ahead and step right on inside,
I can go in the tornado.
You can go in the tornado.
I feel like this should come with some sort of a disclaimer. No.
Yes. Well, this one, there's no flying cows. This isn't going to send you anywhere.
I'm not going to end up like, over the rainbow.
Yeah, exactly. So if you notice, when you stepped inside of there, the fog sort of broke down for a moment.
Yeah.
So what this vortex does, it demonstrates once a tornado forms how the air moves. So you have rotational motion and an updraft.
I'm going to show that again. So you walk in and out of it. And
so if you walk in and out, right. So tornadoes, including this one, including those in nature, they're very sensitive to what happens on the ground.
Like right here.
Yeah, so you are basically acting like a whole bunch of buildings, like a high-rise building in the middle of a city.
Gotcha.
And so the air had to it broke the flow down a little bit, but once it sort of got accustomed to your body in there, it sort of figured it out, and that vortex and that rotational motion reformed. So as you move around, you can do all kinds of fun games with blocking the flow, and it'll move and turn and respond to the movement and the airflow.
Like it's going more to the back where my hand is, but you can still see it back where it was.
Exactly.
While Bobby was enjoying the museum, I headed down to the Riverwalk to meet with Robert Gomez, owner of Beat Kitchen, to learn more about how Chicago is developing this area.
You're born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah.
You've also seen Chicago go through so many changes.
God.
Like just right here, this beautiful Riverwalk area. Tell me a little bit more about kind of what you've seen Chicago kind of go through and what's coming up for Chicago. There's going to be Lollapalooza this year and music's coming back. Tell me a little bit about what's the Chicago vibe going on? What's going on around here?
Well, you asked about what this was, and I laughed because when I was a kid, you never came to the river. It stunk so badly, these buildings wouldn't want to build here.
No way.
Oh, it was terrible. Seriously, it was a huge. Harold Washington was the first mayor to really start to address this issue of downtown and revitalizing downtown to get suburbanites to come back, right? I was raised during the white flight era where people were just fleeing the city. And so this stunk terribly. You never came downtown. When I was a kid, it was scary to come downtown.
Really?
You stayed in your neighborhood. So I feel like I grew up in my own little, like a small town because you just didn't bother leaving your neighborhood
That's
to come
what I
downtown.
keep seeing is that Chicago is a city of neighborhoods.
Absolutely. So there still is that, which is great, but downtown is now somewhere you'd like to go. And Navy Pier, as much as I'm opening there, is very touristy. The Riverwalk is just something that even a true Chicagoan can appreciate and enjoy. You can walk it and take it in and come to a cafe like this and just sit down and have a drink and take in the architecture.
I could sit here all day long and just watch the boats go by. I love it. Tell me how this.
So amazing.
Tell me how this came to be.
Oh, my God, it's 3 years in the making, really. I mean, the city puts out a request and 50 people applied. 29 of us made the cut, and then it came down to 2 of us, and I just got lucky and was the one selected. Yeah. A lot of it is you had to propose your menu, you had to propose your concept, and our concept is to be open. Like, this is a place where anyone is welcome. We get people from all over the city and all over the world just visiting. It's very inviting.
It has such a cool vibe here. And tell me a little bit about this food. We got a little bit of everything. But tell me about what's going on here. I think this is the Thai pizza.
Yeah, a lot of this is from the original Beat Kitchen, so which is on Belmont up in Roscoe Village. And so this Thai pizza has been there from the previous owner, and it's just this delicious pizza with a peanut sauce versus a tomato sauce and some jalapenos and chicken.
Look at these colors.
Yeah.
Look at this color.
This
is such a beautiful color.
That's something we introduced. My chef went with this idea, and people love it.
Nikki, being inside of that tornado was really awesome.
It looked really cool.
It was strange that you weren't there. I think the tornado just I don't know, blew you away to a different area.
I am the tornado.